Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Dr. Scott. We are on this morning routine series, which has been going very, very well for me. I'd love to hear how it's going for you. Make sure you put any comments in the comments down below. Let me know how your week has gone as far as working on your morning routine, even though right now we're talking about your nighttime routine. Hopefully, it's already made a difference for you. I know it has for me. As I told you, I'm not just the host of the show. I'm also a client. I'm going through this morning routine series with you, working out my own morning routines because we've had a little chaos here at the house. And just by focusing on my nighttime routine and things that I'm preaching to you, my morning routine has come together quite well. Today, unfortunately, I've had to change a few things up because we actually have a funeral to go to today, which I'm not looking forward to. Who looks forward to a funeral, right? But it still allowed me to adapt a little bit better this morning, make the changes I needed to, get the things in that I needed to get done in my morning routine because my nighttime routine was excellent last night, which again helped me to kind of go through my day. So today I want to go through I get my feed up here, concept of the nighttime routine. Hopefully you've been following around. I've done a couple of recorded videos for you, which I'm still releasing at 7 a.m. So every day for this month, there's going to be a video released at 7 a.m., whether I'm live or whether it's recorded. So the last couple of days, there's been some recorded videos. If you missed those, I did you a favor. I put the link up in the description so that you can go check those out and make sure you don't miss any of the content. The next couple days here and over the weekend, I got a couple other recorded videos for you that are going to go out. And then, like I said, we'll go live most Mondays and I'm going to say Thursdays, but next week I know I'm moving to Friday because I'll be in Memphis. Most of you probably remember I canceled the end of my tour last November and December because I was so busy and because of the chaos going on around here. So we're picking that back up. I've got a trip planned out here to Memphis next week, and I got a lot more tour visits coming up. So it's your last chance if you haven't heard. This is the last tour I'm going to be doing from here through May or June. So if you'd like to have me in your office to do a practice evaluation, make sure you hit me up. I'll get a link out to you here. In one of the next few shows, I'll make sure I do that. That's probably the thing I'm the worst at in hosting these shows. But, so yeah, live shows will kind of, they'll be announced, but they'll be most every Monday, the way we have it planned, most Thursdays, but next week we are on Friday. Make sure you catch up with the recorded videos. And again, those links are in the description for you. And after the show, I'll put a link in the comments so you can subscribe to the show. Make sure you get notifications. Make sure you don't miss anything. Question of the day today is, I forget. It should be right in front of me. Let's see. Do you take any supplements to help you get a restful night's sleep? And there's a reason I asked that because I completely forgot about that section of the nighttime routine. So today, do you take any supplements to help you get a restful night's sleep? I'll let mine go in the middle of the show here. So any supplements that you take, and I would love to hear them. I'm actually planning next week's show where we're talking about morning supplements. And I completely forgot about the nighttime supplements. I want to go through a good little sample nighttime routine today. Some of them apply to the 2 recorded videos that I released the last 2 days. Some of them apply to the next 2 recorded videos that we have coming out the next 2 days. And nutrition supplements, I completely forgot until I was putting together this morning's show and made a note that we had to talk about that as well. So today I just want to kind of do an overview of a good nighttime routine. I say good because it's mine, but it has been adapted over the years to fit what I think has helped me, and I want to share it with you and see what your thoughts are as well. So first and foremost to me would be any nutrition or supplements of that nature. For me, magnesium is my big one. The natural calm magnesium is by far my favorite. So it's kind of like drinking a tea. I warm up the water, put the natural calm in there. It kind of dissolves, and I sip it like a tea. Sometimes I'll pour some cold water over top of it and just chug it if I'm in a hurry. Getting that natural calm, I can tell a huge difference when I do it and when I don't do it as far as the sleep that I get. I know some people take some melatonin and stuff like that as well in order to get good sleep. There are times back in my pure keto days that I would do a fat shake before bed, basically just a whole bunch of almond milk and fat stuff thrown all together in a blender. And I would drink that, and that would help a little bit as well. But magnesium is my go-to. So as far as a nighttime supplement, I would always recommend that. If you do have trouble sleeping, give that one a shot. The other elements that I like to put into a nighttime routine, and again, if you want further information on these things, go ahead and click the links in the description and go back to those videos. But after magnesium, heading upstairs, do the hygiene stuff. I like to sit in my sitting room and just do a little brain dump. So that just a yellow sheet of paper that sits there by the side of my chair in my little sitting room, and I just write down. It's a little bit of journaling, but I don't. It's completely free flow for me. I just let my thoughts kind of come out of my brain and put them down on paper. And my feeling is just by getting them out. I've almost talked about them. It's almost like therapeutic. And then when I go to bed, they're not kind of rattling around in my brain. Every once in a while, something will come out on the paper that I really wasn't thinking about. Like it just, because I'm in that free space, it pops out, and then I might spend a little time in bed on it. But I feel like that gets solved a lot quicker as opposed to it just kind of sitting in there. So the brain dump is a very important technique for me. I've had some clients love it. I've had some clients not really enjoy the process, so they stop it altogether. I would ask you to give it a try this week. Let me know what you think. I see Freddie, Andrew, Brandy, Terry, and Quentre. I've never gotten that name down. You need to give me a call, get on my schedule sometime so I know how to say your name there. Have joined me. Make sure you hit that little like button and make sure you answer the question of the day, which is, are there any supplements you take in order to get to bed? The second technique I like to use for my nighttime routine is a breathing technique, which is uncomfortable if there's somebody in bed with you. So if your spouse is there, you might have to warn them that, for a couple minutes, you're going to be making a lot of noise. But this breathing technique is one that I learned years and years ago. I've tried a couple other ones across the years, but this is the one that worked well for me. I don't even remember where I found it from. I don't remember the science behind it. I just know that it works for me. But it really it's 10 very, very deep breaths. It is 4 seconds in through your nose. So laying in bed, flat on your back, getting yourself in a comfortable position. Deep breath in through your nose. I know I'm breathing through my mouth right now, but I can't do it through my nose when I'm on the, let me try. As deep as you possibly can until your lungs are absolutely full. And sometimes I even force that little bit more into my lungs, and then I try to hold it for 8 seconds. So holding it for 8 seconds becomes a little uncomfortable. And then we force it out through our mouth. Usually takes about another 4 seconds. So after you get out of there and you hold it, it's with a forceful exhale until your lungs are completely empty. Really go into that extra little bit until they're completely, you just can't breathe anymore and you have to take a deep breath in. So I usually take a few shallow breaths at that point just to catch up before I do my next breath. I find that relaxes me so much, both mentally and the body, that I'm almost ready for bed already. So in those 10 breaths, in those 2 minutes, I'm almost ready to fall asleep. So really, during that time, I kind of think of it in the meditation in the fact that I try not to think about too much else. I don't worry about the stuff that I just brain dumped. I just really just kind of count my breaths and focus on that and nothing else. Really, really effective technique to get you relaxed and get you ready for bed. After that, if I'm still awake, I then go through a body scan. So what I mean by that is now that I'm relaxed, I actually tighten everything up. So I would say I start at the top of my head, but I don't. I really kind of just go through things, especially if I'm having any kind of soreness from a workout or anything like that. I'll just flex that area, just kind of tighten it up and then completely relax it. I know there's a meditation technique that I've used in the past that I might kind of throw in there where I think about one of two things, and I think they both work. One would be thinking like you're getting buried in cement and you're just heavy and laying into the bed. And the other one actually is that you're tied to balloons and you're being lifted and you're very light. So it kind of depends on what you're thinking about. But for me, this body scan takes, again, maybe another 2 minutes. I really just kind of tighten everything up and then completely let it relax and actually focus on how tight it is and then how relaxed can I get it? How little can I get my body to do? And by doing that technique, again, I typically fall asleep in the middle of that. So here I am 3 minutes into laying in bed and I'm already asleep. Shortly thereafter, I will get uncomfortable laying on my back and roll over onto my stomach. I know we've talked about this, chiropractors. I know it's not the best for my spine. So I'll come out of sleep, but I'll realize that I was sleeping and just roll over and go to bed at that point. If I make it, which I hope I do, because actually my favorite part of this whole thing is rehearsing my day tomorrow. And I've tried doing it before the body scan. I just don't like it as much. I like doing it in a completely relaxed state. So if I don't make it, I don't make it. I do it again in the morning anyway. But the rehearsal of the day is one of my favorites. I actually, we're going through this thing with Samantha right now in basketball, where we're teaching her that things that happen in your brain that you imagine vividly are no different than if they happen in real life. So with her free throw shooting, we're having her close her eyes and do that thing. And if you've ever heard that research project, you know what I'm talking about. So I think of that as far as rehearsing my day. So I go through my entire day the next day as close to minute by minute as I can, and I put a very positive spin on it. I just see things happening just the way I want them to. I picture my morning routine going perfectly. I picture my, cooking breakfast for the kids with a smile on my face. I imagine the fun we have at the breakfast table. I picture myself driving the kids to school, dropping them off, heading to the gym. I go through the workout that I have for the next day. If I'm trying to set a personal record in something, I imagine that happening. I come back to the office. I think about the people that are on my calendar for the next day as far as my clients, and I imagine their life going well and them telling me great things. I imagine all the way through cooking dinner and basketball practices and picking up the kids. And all. I just go through my entire day, and I imagine it just going as perfectly as I can. And I set that intention in my brain either before I fall asleep or as I'm falling asleep. And that, again, is probably one of my favorite parts of the nighttime routine. I say I fall asleep a lot in the middle of it. It's probably less than half the time. Almost half the nights, I definitely get that next day rehearsal in. Again, I do that as part of my morning routine as well. We're going to do that a little later here next week. But as part of my nighttime routine, I probably go through it a little bit faster. But very, very effective technique, again, for me just to kind of see how my day's going to go tomorrow, walk through it. And, I've always talked about this morning routine is one of the reasons we do it is to not be subject to somebody else's agenda. If you wake up in the morning and you grab your phone and check your emails and something pops up, you're like, oh, and then your whole day shifts to take care of that thing that you just found out about. I rehearse my day to make sure that I don't check that email until late morning so that I get that most important stuff done in those hours, taking care of myself, taking care of my kids, taking care of my family, doing the important things for my clients, and then I'll check email, and if I go astray, I go astray. But by rehearsing my day in that way, I'm much more apt to get those things done the proper way. I see Dennis, Brian, and John joined us as well. Hey, there's a question of the day in there, which is, do you take any supplements to help you get to sleep? Again, for me, it's magnesium, the natural calm. I forget what the name of the company is. Probably helps offset the coffee I drink in the morning. And helps put me right to sleep along with that routine that I just went through with you. So make sure you check out those other two videos that are up in the description. Again, if you're watching this on the replay, I will put the how to subscribe to the morning routine series in the comments. So you have several links there to check out. Make sure you check out all the videos, engage with them, leave me questions, answer the question of the day, and I will see you. Well, I'll see you live on Monday. But we've got 3 recorded videos coming up for you on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They'll all be released at 7 a.m. on each one of those days. I hope you all have a fantastic Thursday, and we'll talk to you all soon.